Hello, my darling Cupies. I haven't brushed my hair yet this morning. So, there's some stuff from my childhood that I have never spoken about on here. Namely, my former stepmother. I've been tracking her down for the past few days. I finally got a lead. Now I just need to work up the courage to call her. I need closure. I do. I need to know what happened to my step-siblings. I need to know where they are and that they're okay. I need to know that they didn't die when she left Dad and, like, they all disappeared from my life. And I especially need to know about the youngest. I used to have, like, after she left and the relationship with my dad ended and she moved out with all the kids, and she, like, I guess disappeared from all of our lives. I used to have, like, nonstop nightmares about the youngest. He has Down syndrome. And even when we were living together, there was an awful lot of neglect and abuse going on. And I need to know. I used to have nightmares where he would, like, starve to death, rotting in his own filth, neglected and malnourished. I don't know. I've been trying to work up the courage because it's like, I know that I found her. Because I searched her by her name, full name, as well as using both her maiden and married name. I was able to then discover that indeed it must be her, because it indeed lists her mother and her brother, both whose names I know. And it lists her first two children. The ages of everyone involved are accurate. The records look to be pretty accurate. So yeah, some pretty decent online sleuthing has dug all this up, and now I've been spending the morning working up the courage to call, because I want closure. And the thing is, I'm scared that she won't answer, or that I'll be denied that. I don't know. We'll just have to see. And I think that a lot of, like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of my food behaviors are a direct result of how she and my father handled the entire household during their time together. You know, so, like, we were all just kind of, like, starving, but not, like, being necessarily entirely deprived. It's like it was partial starvation when the food was rationed so scarcely that it was just difficult to survive. I hate her. And I guess I want her to know that. Life is going great without her. And that I hope that all of her kids got away from her and made it to safe, loving homes. Because she doesn't deserve any of them. She doesn't deserve to be a mother. She's frankly a shit mother. Back in middle school, I used to call her Mum. Sometimes I would call her Mumsy. I was really desperate for someone to fill that role, and I thought, oh, if I were just better, she would love me and be a good mom. So I was perfect, and it still wasn't enough. So that being said, fuck you, Joyce. My former stepmother. Now, if anyone watching happens to coincidentally be named Joyce, unless you're my stepmom or you've had stepkids and also your own kids that you've abused and neglected, then that's a funny coincidence, because it's like, wow. So this message goes specifically to my former stepmother, and who knows, any other abusive cunt out there who thinks that it's acceptable to be so awful of a parent. Fuck you. Oh my God. Because, like, I especially worry about the youngest. He has Down syndrome. And he was so malnourished and tiny. At 10 years old, he looked like he could not be any older than 5. And this is her fault. I feel like he could have thrived a lot more had he not been in such a terrible state of neglect and abuse. And lately, I have been haunted by the memory and just by the ever-growing need to find closure and to know what happened after everything. Because my dad and my former stepmom, they haven't spoken since everything fell apart. In fact, she took out a restraining order against my dad, which is really fucking funny. If I reach out to her, my dad will absolutely have a conniption fit about it. But, like, I also don't care. Because fuck him too, frankly. He's just as much a monster as she is. And they can both go fuck themselves, frankly. Neither of them deserve children. At all, whatsoever. And I'm angry beyond what words can express because of the fact that I am watching all of this fall apart further as another generation is born into this world. And I am fearful of them being subjected to the same. I am fearful that my own siblings are not fit for parenthood. Because anyone who hasn't got the balls to face their own issues and better themselves when they know that they have a child on the way, when it is crucial for them to be their best self, to be a good parent, when they don't break the cycle knowingly engaging in it and continuing it, perpetuating it. I have nothing but shame and contempt. Yeah. So I pray to God that none of my siblings have any more kids until they've got their shit fixed. Be a man, grow a pair, fix your fucking problems, acknowledge that you're sick and that you have a lot of issues, and fucking fix it. For fuck's sake. Be a better parent for your daughter. Good Lord. There's a reason I'm not having kids until I'm established in my career and I'm in a better place mentally and physically and capable of actually taking that on. And if it turns out that I am infertile, as the creeping anxiety in the back of my mind has been, I'll adopt. But I sure as fuck am not continuing any kind of abusive cycle. I would sooner gouge out my own eyes than do anything of the sort. Children are like the only innocents on this earth. And for anyone to ever hurt them or do anything wrong towards them and act as though the child somehow deserved it, I'd backhand them. You know, I wish I could dole out the same medicine that they give. I hope that Joyce goes through the same exact hell she put all of the children through. All 8 of us. I hope my father goes through the exact same hell he put us all through too. I hope that any abusive parent gets what's coming to them tenfold. I hope my grandmother never sleeps knowing that my aunt's death is on her hands. I hope that she knows that it's her fault her grandkids are broken, that her children are broken. She continued and perpetuated an ugly cycle, and it's her fault. And I hope she feels guilty for that every single day of her life. So that being said, fuck you, Tina Graham. I hate your stupid guts. You're the only living grandmother I have left, and I would trade you for any one of them, including the ones I haven't even met. Furthermore, I would actually trade you for a stale corn chip on the ground, and then reject the corn chip and throw it away and let it go to waste because, quite frankly, ew. My grandmother's life means absolutely nothing to me, and I hate that she's the only one that remains when I've lost all of the grandmothers that I genuinely either could have loved and haven't gotten a chance to meet, like my mother's mother, who died before I was ever even thought of. My mom was an orphan. My granny, who died recently of cancer, almost, I don't know, like over 1.5 years ago. We're approaching 2 years soon. And my other grandma, my great-grandma, Valentine, I wasn't particularly close with her towards the end, but God, even she's better than fucking Tina Graham. God. And then my favorite grandma, the one that I feel most connected to, my grandma Bucklew. She died when I was in 3rd grade. If I could swap out Tina for Grandma Bucklew, I'd do it without even a second of hesitation. Tina deserved to be in prison for the rest of her life and should have never seen the light of day again. And yet, not only was she not adequately punished, she was also granted custody of her 2 remaining children back, was able to obtain custody of the child of her daughter, her remaining daughter, that is, who also grew up to be completely fucking horrible. She has one talent, and that is child neglect and endangerment. And her religion can't save her from that. And I think that's the most delicious thing I know, is that she's on so many drugs to help with her mental health, but it's all her own fault. She deserves to be suffering the hell she's suffering. As a matter of fact, I hope it's worse than I can imagine. I hope every night she is plagued by nightmares of her broken family and the horrors they endured. I hope she is forced to sit in their shoes, imprisoned within her own nightmare, experiencing the hell they experience from their perspective, from all of our perspectives, because that's what she deserves. Her ex-husband was let out of prison within the past few years, from what I understand, or at least that's the last I've heard. He is a monster. I genuinely hope that he got what he deserved as well, frankly. I hope that every day of his life still continues to be miserable. I hope that people harass him on a daily basis. He murdered a 2-year-old child. He deserves to be going through the absolute worst of hell. And the fucked up part is that the murdered 2-year-old was the lucky one. The ones who survived actually went on to fuck shit up more. She would have been better off never being a mother. She should have never had children. This multi-generational shit has me absolutely livid. And the fact is I can see my siblings potentially continuing on the very same cycle. And I will find them and beat their asses. Because I brought them up better than that. I don't care. I will grab them up, bend them over my knee, and I will grab the belt and beat their fucking asses. They're grown. It's not child abuse. If they continue the cycle, So, I've heard rumors that the youngest was taken off of Joyce and placed in a loving home where he would be treated far better. I heard that the oldest 2 died, and that the second to youngest, he's the only one who had a father in his life, ended up in the care of his father. However, my sources for these things are so unreliable and so dishonest that I don't trust any of this to be true. And that's why I need to get closure on my own. And frankly, I need Joyce to know she can rot in hell. Because frankly, that's where she's going. I don't even believe in hell, but if there is one, it's being made just for her and just for the likes of her. If I were older, through all of that, if I were older, I probably would have saw to it that they were better cared for. I probably would have taken them on as a responsibility full time. But I wasn't that much older. And I was barely surviving myself. And I will forever be racked by the guilt of that. I wish I was better, and I wish I was older. So I could have been better. So I could have been more. Maybe it could have been enough to make up for what our parents clearly were lacking. I tried my best, and everyone's broken, and I couldn't do anything about it. "14-year-olds make shitty parents. 13-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds, they make shitty parents. 7-year-olds make shitty parents. So I'm sorry that I failed my siblings, that I couldn't be better. I'm going to be better whenever I have children of my own. So help me God. I will never, ever, ever be okay with any child going through such hell, whether my own or anyone else's. And I will do everything in my power to do and be better than the generations before me. But anyway, this is a very dark video. I will probably make another video after. I do have another vlog in the works for today as well. It is still the 23rd. We just have two concurrent storylines, going on at the same time. So on the one hand, I'm touring the college later. On the other hand, I'm working up the nerve to reach out to Joyce so I can get that closure. And I'll probably update you guys with more information after that. And then my dad will probably, I don't know, blow a gasket if Joyce ends up reaching out to him and being like, hey, why the hell is your child reaching out to me? And that'll be absolutely delicious. I hope she gives him hell. I hope they give each other hell. They deserve it. Both of them. Frankly. My current stepmom, Brandy, she's a sack of shit too, but she's not as bad as Joyce. She's just mostly really fucking annoying. And pretty neglectful too. Emotionally, she's very horrible. She's very abusive emotionally and mentally. Manipulative as fuck, but luckily she has so many physical health problems that she doesn't stand a fighting chance if she were to actually try to do anything to physically harm anyone. But yeah, my dad sure knows how to pick 'em. My dad is actually a monster. And I hope that he gets the most excruciating ring of hell imaginable. Because I do blame him for his failures. Just as much as I blame his mother. Because when he was an adult, it was his responsibility to be and do better. But he continued the cycle of abuse. So, fuck you, Dad. Fuck you, Joyce. Fuck you, Brandy. Fuck you, Tina. May you all rot in hell, where you truly deserve. After a long and miserable life of having to live with yourself for what you've done. I have more people to add to that list, but right now I just don't feel like talking about it. It's just stuff I don't want to rehash or get into. Because it's stuff that I'm not even ready to unpack yet. It's just, today's not the day for that. I've been processing their shit for a very long time, unpacking it and working through it. So that's why it's okay, yeah, no, I can, their dirty laundry for the world to see. My family's gonna hate my guts, but baby, you can keep on hating. Because I am going to be really successful in spite of you. Not because of you, in spite So, to my former family, go fuck yourselves. No love lost. Bye. And to my followers, I love you guys. Sorry for the heavier topic this time. I'm probably going to actually talk about this stuff more going forward as I confront these individuals. Because, frankly, I'm pissed. And I hate all of these people's guts. So yeah. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Sorry my hair's such a mess. I still have bedhead. I haven't even, like, brushed my hair yet today. Gonna shower soon. And everything like that. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.